Hi, welcome to the Crafts channel. My name's Corinne and today I want to show you how to make a great little Christmas gift for the teenagers in your life, or in fact anybody that wants to use some kind of reusable, sustainable face scrubby to clean their face of an evening. And these are made from 100% cotton from Yarn and Colours. They're made in an epic weight yarn, which is like a nice little bit thicker than some of the DKs I've used, but just as easy to work with. And as you can see, it comes in a massive range of colours here. I've chosen a select few Christmassy colours, but you don't have to if you're going to make these any time of year. You could have a nice sunset facial scrubby, and they'll just chuck in the wash with your normal wash to wipe away any makeup residue and, moisturiser and toner. So I'm going to make these with a 4mm hook. I've got some Prim ergonomic crochet hooks here, and these are very nice. This set comes from 3.5mm up to 6mm. They also do a set, I think, that goes from 7mm up to 12mm for really chunky crochet. Colour-coded handles, ergonomic grip because no one holds the crochet hook the same way, and they're quite warm to the touch, so you haven't got any strain on your wrist, which is really good. So let us get started. What I will do, if you're really lucky and I remember to do it, is I'll actually write the pattern in the description below so that you can see exactly how to make your own scrubbies. There is no right or wrong way to crochet as far as I'm concerned with a project like this. You don't have to follow the pattern precisely, but what you do need to do is you need to end up with a nice dense set of stitches so that the cotton will absorb plenty of liquid to help you wash your face off properly. So we will begin, and I'm going to start with this red. This is a cardinal red. Make yourself a slip knot and pop it on your hook, and then you want to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then pop back into that first stitch and just slip stitch it to make a ring. And then just do another chain to bring you up to working height. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to work 5 double crochet into that ring. If you're watching in the States, UK double crochets are the same as your single crochets. So yarn through the ring, and also I'm going to weave in this loose end as I'm doing it. Yarn over the hook, back out through the ring, yarn over the hook, and back through both loops. So that's your first double crochet. I'm just going to do 4 more. That's 2, 3, 4, to make 5 in total. And as you can see, because I've been working over that end of yarn, that's tucked that in quite nicely, so you don't then have to go through and weave it in at the end. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, join back into that first double crochet you did with a slip stitch to join it up, and then I'm going to run 4 trebles into each double crochet. So to do a treble, you put your yarn over the hook, back into that double crochet, yarn over the hook and pull it through, yarn over the hook, and then put it through 2 loops, yarn over the hook, through 2 loops. So I'll show you that again. Yarn over the hook, into the double crochet, grab the yarn and bring it back through, yarn over the hook, through 2 loops, yarn over the hook, through 2 loops. And then we'll just make up the 4th treble into that first of 5 double crochet. And I'm not putting any chain spaces between this because I want it to be a nice dense piece of work. So I'm just going to work my 4 trebles into the remaining 4 double crochets. So I'm just working the last of the sets of 4 trebles into the double crochet. That's the 3rd and the 4th. And then I'm going to join that into the top of that first fake treble that I did to start off the round. Pull it through with a slip stitch, trim your yarn off and just pull it through. So there you've got your first circle. So I'm going to do now a row of double crochet around that circle so that I can build up the stripe pattern. Just adds a bit more interest to the overall design. Now when I start a new colour on a round like this, I put my hook into the top of the stitch, anywhere on the round, but preferably not where I've just fastened it off. Put my yarn over the hook and slip it through, and then I will just do a chain to secure it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to run 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet. Because if you just do a double crochet in each of those stitches, it will make it too tight. So I've got the yarn at the back here, and again I'm going to weave it in as I work. So hook into the stitch, put your waste yarn over the back, your working yarn onto the hook and pull it through, over the hook again, and 1 double crochet. In that same stitch, I'm going to work another double crochet. So there's a pair. And then the next stitch, I'm just going to do a single solitary double crochet. And all the time, weaving in that loose end. If you're new to crochet, you will find that loose end annoys you more than anything else. But you know, once you get used to knowing which is your working yarn and which is the tail end of the start of your yarn, you can accommodate it. And you don't have to weave it in as you work, you can just leave it to one side, but whatever you do, don't cut it short, because there's nothing worse than spending time on a piece of work and then it coming unravelling because you've cut the ends of your yarn too short. It's much better to weave them in with a darning needle. So I'm just going to continue my pairs and solitary double crochet into the stitch. When you get to the place where you fastened off your first colour, you might as well drop that second colour, because you're also now going to need to weave in the end of the yarn from that first colour. So I'm just going to continue round. And I'm just going to do my last pair of double crochet into the ring. And then join it to that first stitch that I made with a slip stitch to secure it. And trim off the end. So that's the first part of your bauble. And that's in green beryl. So I'm going to do my next bit in pistachio green. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to work 1 treble into the first stitch, 2 trebles into the next stitch, and then 1 treble again. So it will be a single, I can't say single because a single crochet, a solitary treble, a pair of trebles, a solitary treble, all the way round. So again, start anywhere you like on the ring, but preferably not where you've fastened off. Yarn over your hook, pull it through and secure it with a stitch, and then do another one to make a fake treble. And I'm going to do this as a pair of trebles in this first stitch, just to make sure that that initial joining is secure. And then I'm going to work a single treble and then a pair of trebles. So that's my pair of trebles. I have just noticed that as I've attached that, the ends of my previous colour have just popped to the front, so I'm just going to grab them and pull them back out again. And I'm going to continue working around the ring like that. Don't work too tight. As I say, you want a dense material, as it were, that you're making. But if you work too tight, you know, you'll put added strain on your hands and they'll get tired, which is why it's always worth getting an ergonomic hook. Just so that you can crochet with ease. And also if you're starting, you know, if you've only just started crocheting, using like a DK weight yarn like this Epic from Yarns and Colours is great because you can see what you're doing. It's one of the few things that I can normally actually crochet without my reading glasses on. I'm not going to risk it today because you know that I'll mess it up if I don't have my reading glasses on, but there you go. So come back to me in a minute when I've just finished this second circle of treble crochets, and I'll show you how you make the edge and the hanging loop. So I'm just coming to the end of this round of trebles. Put a solitary one in there. Now I did start with 2. I'm going to end up with either 2 single trebles together or 2 pairs of trebles together. I think I'd rather end with 2 single ones together, just so that it doesn't make the ring bigger than it needs to be. If you have too many stitches in there, what happens is it will become wavy. And then I'm just going to finish with the cardinal red that I started with, and I'm going to run a series of double crochet around the edge of it. I'll do 1 into the first stitch, 1 into the next stitch, and a pair in the third stitch. Again, start somewhere different on the ring. Bring your loop of yarn through, yarn over the hook and secure it. So we'll class that as 1 double crochet. We'll do the second single double crochet, the second solitary double crochet, and then a pair. Now what I'm going to do is, because I'm far enough away from where I started, I'm going to add the hanging loop. So I've just done a pair of double crochet. I'm going to do 1 single crochet, and then I'm going to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then do my next solitary double crochet, and then my pair. And what that does is that creates the hanging loop like you have here. And also it's great if you're presenting them as a present, you can tie them all together with a bit of ribbon just as a stocking filler. The other thing is also you can tie ribbon on them if you want. You can actually use them as baubles on your Christmas tree. You then take off and use as face wipes afterwards. So I'm just going to finish this one off because I don't like to leave a job unfinished. While I'm doing that, you can marvel at the range of colours that you can get in the Epic yarn. So I hope you like that idea. I hope if you're new to crocheting, it gives you an idea of how quickly you can actually run something up with a minimum of stitches. It is simply double crochet and trebles and a little bit of maths. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching. I hope you keep safe. I hope you have a great Christmas, and we'll see you again very soon. If you've been inspired to create, please share your makes with us in the comments section below. And if you've enjoyed videos by the Crafts channel, hit the like button. Want to see more of us? Then click subscribe. See you next time.